Can you talk about how the silence and the stonewalling from these toxic family members kind of become their way of like they sever the relationship and
Mhm.
then we get labeled with the ones who walk away?
Yeah, I that is just the biggest injustice, right? And the game in my family, my entire life, because I was the scapegoat, and Angie taught me that the kid with ADHD is almost always the scapegoat. We're the difficult child, and I think that we're difficult for reasons other than the ADHD literature would actually state. I think we are truth tellers, we're truth seers and seekers, and that annoys them far more, I think, than our hyperactivity or our our little chaos that we bring with us. But I think my ADHD, I think, was um, deeply impacted by going through being silenced all the time for sport. So that really was the game in my life, was to silence me for sport and then make me beg the relationship back.
Right.
And so I think that over time, the bandwidth, I'm sorry, a dog just came in.
Oh, that's okay.
The bandwidth to which I could take that anymore really started decreasing as I was getting older and more independent. I was like, I do not have to take this anymore. I should not have to take this kind of treatment anymore. And so when it happened again, after many other far more horrific fights or abominations of me, when this happened over something so small, I was like, you know what? This is going to be forever. If it's happening over small, meaningless things now, then it's going to happen on everything going forward. It's just going to
Yeah.
get worse. And I was just done. Something in me, that bandwidth, it just broke. In my book, I talk about how there's like a bag, and my whole life they are dropping pebbles in the bag.
Yeah.
And it's only going to take one pebble, not the biggest fight, for example, in my case, to break the bag. The bag broke. I don't have another way to explain it other than everything in my body was like, I'm done. I'm never mending the fence again. And then I want to take a twist on boundaries, if I could, for a minute.
Yeah.
Boundaries are designed to keep people in your life. And
Right.
it's just wild to me that they're seen through such a narrow scope of getting the toxicity out of your life. But the whole reason we set boundaries is because we want the people we love that when we say, hey, you did X, Y, and Z and it made me feel blank, then they will say, oh my gosh, I am so sorry I did X, Y, and Z. I did it because this, because maybe they weren't trying to hurt you. They want to give an explanation, but then they should follow up and say, I will do Y going forward. I am so sorry. I want to remain in your life. I will no longer do X.
Right.
Okay. Anyone who loves you, that is so simple to do.
Right.
In a toxic family, if you say, you did X, Y, and Z and it really hurt me, they're like, I didn't do that. And you're like, okay, but like you did. No, I didn't. Okay, but it hurt me. Well, you're too sensitive. If you
Yeah.
push, then they justify what they actually did that they just denied that they did. So now you're even more confused, right? It's like you're running around in a circle and all you're wanting is love and respect. And they're at every turn flipping the script. So when I get cut off and it clued into me, I'm like, they don't want me in their life.
Right.
They've shown me my whole life that they're going to cut me off. And so I'm not respecting their boundaries essentially by mending the fence.
Yeah. No, you're
So
right.
if they want to cut me off, if I were to cut someone off, that would indicate to me and to them that I don't want them in my life. And the most respectful thing that I would do in that situation, which I did with them, is if you don't want me in your life, okay, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And then
Right.
somehow, by respecting the boundary that they set to silence me, and I stopped my pattern of chasing, now I'm cruel. I
Right.
just find this so convenient for them.
Perfectly convenient. Yeah.
So convenient.
Yeah, and it's funny because I never had the word boundaries like, as a kid, but
Me neither.
I always implemented them. I didn't know what they were, but I would just stand up and be like, "No, that's not okay. Like, I don't deserve to be treated like that. I don't deserve for you to, talk to me like that." And I would, get up and leave. And the part I always thought was, if they don't like me and they don't want to be around me and they're giving me such a hard time, why don't they just leave me alone?
Oh, girl. Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah, I was always, and I would go and isolate to be alone.
Right.
Right? Because I was like, yeah, the little world of pretend and stuffed animals in my room is far more peaceful and exciting than this stuff outside the room.
Yeah.
When you are the scapegoat, people aren't going to be able to see, but I'm giving a stop sign and a come here sign with my hands at the same time. Okay, so go navigate that.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
you cannot do that. And I think what happens is we try and we try and we try and we're told we're bad. We believe this. We don't have any other refuting evidence. We're really not in anyone else's family. Nobody else, because they gather everyone, even in the extended family and friends, to get
Right.
into this mindset that you are a bad kid. I mean, I lived in a small town, unfortunately, so I was already seen as bad by teachers before even entering school. So it just, there's no refuting evidence. And so I kept trying to be good. And
Right.
I was always too much of something bad and not enough of something good.